When someone asks you about your family or your friends, who do you think of? You probably think of your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, best friend, brother, sister, a teacher, cousin, and even maybe your pets. Everyone listened in a different person, in one case, a different species. But what do they all have in common? They're all beings in life that you could trust more than anyone else would go for any advice for help of your time in need. They'd probably be more than willing to give it to you. Trust is something that we can build those around us and those where we feel comfortable around them. Talk to them, and whenever we need to tell them secrets to keep us awake at night, it's almost a full-time job to learn someone's trust as well as to maintain their trust. But it's easy to lose control of someone's trust or lose it. Lose it forever. Everyone has lost someone's trust at some point or another, and this time they won't be any different. Lincoln Loud, a fifth grader in Royal Woods, Michigan, will know what it's like to lose trust. He hasn't lost anybody's trust, but someone has lost his, and they did it in one of the worst days possible. And worst of all, he blames himself for it. He'll soon learn that he hasn't done anything wrong, and that it's okay to sneak out for help, even when you're in a position when you just don't know what to do, and he'll become stronger by the end of it all. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm in Lincoln's room sounded and notified him that it was time to wake up and get ready for the day. Okay, I'm awake, Lincoln said as he reached over and turned off his alarm. Man, that thing is loud. I guess that's a good thing. Lincoln, like most people, really wasn't a morning person and would rather sleep in, but today he had a bit more energy than he normally did throughout the week. Today was Friday, which meant the weekend was one school day away, and if things couldn't get any better, Lincoln would be going to another Smooch concert the next night with his sisters Lori and Luna. The immoral words of Luna loud, "This weekend is gonna be rockin'." After Lincoln turned off his alarm, he grabbed his clothes and that he needed for the day and got dressed. He showered and grabbed his toothbrush along with some toothpaste from the night before, so he could bypass the line to the bathroom altogether by the morning. They don't call him the man with a plan for nothing. As he got dressed, that he couldn't stop thinking about how awesome tomorrow was going to be and how much fun he was going to have. Man, this concert's going to be great. I may have already seen them a lot live, but this is always exciting the very first time you get to see your favorite band, Lincoln thought to himself excitedly, as he finished getting dressed and made his way out into the hallway. Once Lincoln had entered the hallway, he noticed his sister Luna was waiting in the back of the line for the bathroom. He took this opportunity to see if Luna was hyped up as he was for the concert tomorrow. "Hey, Luna," Lincoln greeted. "Oh, hey, Link," Luna greeted back. "So, you excited for tomorrow?" Lincoln asked excitedly. "You know it, bro," Luna exclaimed, while throwing up the goats, her signature rocker stance. Lincoln didn't have much in common with his sister, but there was always something that stood out with each of them that he enjoyed as much as they did. With Luna, it was their love of music, and especially Smooch. Luna was more ecstatic than when she found her brother liked rock and roll. He wasn't really big of a fanatic as she was, but it would still give him something to bond over and spend time with another. Luna may have eaten, slept, and breathed rock and roll and could get on the nerves from time to time. But there was one thing Lincoln admired about her. She was passionate about what she loved and didn't care what others thought. "It's going to be so awesome, and I still can't believe Lori agreed to come with us," Lincoln exclaimed. "Well, after last time Mom and Pop Star wanted to be, we sure didn't get into trouble," Luna admitted while rubbing the back of her head. "Even so, I'm looking forward to seeing Smooch again and getting to spend time with you guys," Lincoln asked a little bit sheepishly. "And we're going to be looking forward to hanging out with our favorite baby bro," Luna said while pulling Lincoln in for a side hug, ruffling his hair. "I'm your only brother," Lincoln responded through his laughter. "Doesn't that make any less true, dude?" Luna said with a smile. I know. I'm just going to get something to eat and then brush my teeth. See you downstairs," Lincoln said as he broke from the hug and made his way down the stairs. "Wait, your toothbrush is in the bathroom, bro. Why are you going downstairs?" Luna asked. Oh, I grabbed it last night before bed so I could avoid the line this morning, Lincoln answered with a sly grin. That's pretty clever, bro. Wish I would have thought of that, Luna admitted. It was the man with the plan, and Lincoln responded while making his way downstairs. Once Lincoln made it downstairs, he turned left into the dining room and made his way to the kitchen where he saw his oldest sister, Lori, sitting on the kitchen table texting, presumably by her boyfriend, Bobby. And drinking her daily cup of coffee, he took this perfect opportunity to ask if she was excited about the concert, as he and Luna were. Hopefully her caffeine had already kicked in. Hi, Lori, Lincoln greeted. Lori had just taken a sip of coffee when she heard Lincoln this morning. Lori wasn't so much of a morning person, but after some coffee, she was a bit more approachable in the morning. Good morning, Lincoln. You slept well? Lori asked her brother. Yeah, I slept okay. So you excited for tomorrow? Lincoln asked excitedly. Lori had to think for about a second. What was going on tomorrow? Then it hit her that she was going to the concert with Lincoln and Luna. Yeah, I'm pretty super excited to go around the loud rock concert and babysit with you and Luna tomorrow, Lori said sarcastically, with a roll in her eyes. It wasn't Lori's idea to go out with Luna and her brother to a concert. It was her parents' way of making sure they didn't get into any trouble like last time. Lori was still defiant at first, but her parents weren't budging. If Luna and Lincoln wanted to go to a concert, then Lori had to go as well, just to keep them in line. Don't be like that, Lori. It's gonna be fun. We'll get to hear some good music, and I get to hang out with my cool older sisters, said Lincoln. Lori had always tried to be firm with her siblings. She did show affection and love when needed, but this was the one time she found it necessary to let her brother know she appreciated the instant. Lori then got up from the table and made her way over to Lincoln. She crouched onto his level and smiled while ruffling his hair. And your cool older sisters are looking forward to hanging out with our favorite twerp, said Lori, making Lincoln blush and chuckle. Thanks, Lori, and I promise me and Luna won't be a handful tomorrow, Lincoln promised. You could sure promise that all you want, but you know you two are both gonna go crazy once the show starts, Lori said. She stood up and put her hands on her hips. You're probably right, Lincoln said meekly, while rubbing the back of his head. Well, I know you're excited, but we need to get moving, or we'll be late for school. I'll finish up and I'll get moving, Lori said as she left to the kitchen to go and check on the others. Lincoln made his way over to the kitchen sink, where he turned the water on and squeezed some toothpaste in his toothbrush and began brushing his teeth, which it didn't take him long because Lori was right away all needed to get moving. Once he was done, he made his way over to the stairs, began to climb up. Once he had reached the top of the stairs, he noticed that the line to the bathroom had vanished and the door was wide open. He walked into the bathroom and put his toothbrush and toothpaste back in the way of his bathroom so he could grab his school bag. Once he grabbed his belongings from his room, he made his way back down the stairs and where all his siblings were waiting for him. So what took you so long, stinkin'? Lincoln asked. Yeah, we're gonna be late because of you, Lola accused. Sorry guys, I forgot to grab my bag, Lincoln answered. Well, you're here now, so let's get moving. Everyone in Vanzilla, now, Lori commanded. Everyone made their way fast through the front door to the family van. There wasn't really much time to any argue of who was getting the sweet spot. They were all just going to have to make it on time as it is. Lori drove out of the streets a little faster than she should have and made her way to the grade school where she dropped off Lincoln, Lisa, Lana, Lucy, and Lola first. Have a good day at school, guys. And Lisa, no explosions, Lori demanded. Eldest sibling, I promise if you have any detonations occur, they will be handled swiftly, said Lisa. Lisa, no explosions, Lori said firmly. Fine, Lisa pouted. The rest of you stay out of trouble, Lori commanded once again. We will, the rest said in illusion. Don't get too distracted tomorrow about it, bro, Luna said, throwing up the goats. I won't, Luna, Lincoln said, waving her off. As the family van speed off to middle school and high school, the younger, loud kids made their way into the school and start their days so they can get it over with as quickly as possible. Lincoln especially felt this way. The quicker the day ended, the quicker tomorrow would begin, and tomorrow was going to be awesome. Once Lincoln and his sisters went their separate ways, he made his way to his homeroom, where he sat next to his best friend Clyde, and began to ask about tomorrow. "So, you excited for tomorrow, buddy?" asked Clyde. "You know it, dude, and it's going to be awesome. Just me, Smooch, and spending time with my sisters," Lincoln recounted. "It should be fun. Luna did make the concert you were at unforgettable," Clyde pointed out. "Yep, she definitely did make that night great," Lincoln said as he and Clyde reminisced about their first concert. They were both quickly snapped out of their daydreaming when they heard their teacher walk into the classroom and greet everyone. "Good morning, class. I know everyone's excited for the weekend, but we still have a lot to do today, so let's get started," Miss Johnson said. The day went on as normal, going over lessons, doing work, a pop quiz, which warranted moans and groans from everyone, lunch, and then went back to class for a little bit until the day let out. Lincoln and the rest of his friends were back in class watching the clock, trying to make time to go faster. As their teacher began to go over the results of their quizzes from earlier, everyone's class favorite sound could be heard echoing throughout the hall of the school. The last bell signaling that school was over, and everyone was getting all their stuff together so they could make their way onto the buses in means of transportation, except for one student. "Oh, Lincoln, could you stay a minute, please?" Miss Johnson asked. Lincoln was almost out the door when he heard his teacher call his name. He didn't want to stay, but he figured that he didn't have much of a choice in the matter. "Oh yeah, sure, Miss Johnson," Lincoln complied as he began to walk over to his teacher. "Oh, could you please shut the door as well?" his teacher asked. "Oh yeah, sure," Lincoln said. He made his way over to the back door and closed it. "Thank you. Now, could you come over here so we could talk for a moment?" Miss Johnson asked. Sure," Lincoln said as he walked back to his teacher's desk. On the surface, Lincoln was trying to keep his cool, but underneath he was losing it big time. He just couldn't even think of his teacher, of why she would ask him to stay after class. The entire day had gone off without a hitch, and hadn't done anything to get himself into trouble. Why would she want to see him after class? "Well, Lincoln, I bet you're wondering why I asked you to stay after class," Miss Johnson said. "Miss Johnson, if I did anything wrong, I'm sorry," Lincoln blurted out. "Anything wrong? No, you haven't done anything wrong. This is about the quiz from earlier," Miss Johnson responded. "Oh, thank goodness. I was worried I had done something," Lincoln said in relief. "Well, I wouldn't relax completely if I were you." "You," Miss Johnson said sternly. "Why? How did I do at the quiz?" Lincoln asked, very concerned. "Well, I won't lie to you. You don't do very well. In fact, you didn't get any of the questions right," Miss Johnson explained. Lincoln's heart sank to his feet upon hearing the news. He had thought he aced the quiz and was ready to celebrate a small victory when he got home, but apparently he didn't do as well as he thought. He got prepared for the worst at this point. "Miss Johnson, I know it's not normally allowed, but if you're willing to let me retake the test," Lincoln began to ask. "That's what I was going to tell you. I am willing to let you retake the quiz right now," Miss Johnson responded. "Really? Heck yeah, I'll retake it right now. I'll just let my sister know I'll walk home today," said Lincoln. Once Lincoln was able to fish his phone out from his pocket, he texted his oldest sister, Lori, and said he had to stay after school and then he'd walk home when he was done. She quick responded with okay and be time, but he was very confident what they were correct ones. He wanted to do well, but more importantly, he wanted to get it over with so he can let this weekend begin. "This is even very easier than the first time. I'll have this one done in no time," Lincoln felt to himself with a smile on his face. Lincoln was an entrance with the retaking of his quiz that he did not notice his teacher looking over his shoulder behind him. In fact, he didn't even notice until she placed each hand on Lincoln's shoulders. This caused him to jump quickly, but then relaxed when he realized it was just only his teacher checking up on him. "Oh, hey, Miss Johnson, do you need something?" Lincoln asked. "Oh, no, I was just checking on how my favorite student was doing," his teacher answered while rubbing his shoulders. "Favorite student?" Lincoln asked, taken aback a little. "Oh, yes, out of all my students, you're my favorite, Lincoln Loud," Miss Johnson said, now rubbing his back with her hands. Thanks," Lincoln said meekly. "No problem," his teacher said while moving her head next to his, keeping one on his left shoulder, and slowly moving the other hand down his torso. Miss Johnson, what are you doing? Lincoln asked, noticing what his teacher was doing. Oh, I'm just trying to make you more comfortable while you take the quiz, Miss Johnson answered with a devious grin. Lincoln may have been still a kid, but even knew something like this didn't feel right. And what was going on, it felt more wrong than anything. He felt confused as to why his teacher was doing this to him. He was scared. Miss Johnson, could you please... Lincoln tried to ask, but before he was cut off. It's okay, Lincoln. Just relax. Everything's fine. His teacher reassured him, still moving her hand down. Please stop touch. Lincoln tried to plead before he was cut off. I told you to relax, his teacher said, more aggressive tone. Lincoln had never been this scared of him in his life. He didn't know why his teacher was touching him so much, and now she was starting to tighten her grip on him. He didn't like it, and he wished she'd stop. He decided to try a little bit more, one more time, to get her to stop. And this time, he let his anger take his regions a little. Miss Johnson, just stop. I don't want you to touch me, and if you don't stop, I'm going to tell... Lincoln tried to exclaim. Tell who? Your sisters? Your parents? Listen to me. If you want anyone about what's going on, I'll flunk you and make you ever regret opening your ever mouth. His teacher responded angrily. Please don't, Lincoln pleaded, one last time at the verge of tears. His teacher didn't respond. She only smiled at him and began to follow through her plan. For the next 30 minutes were the longest moments of Lincoln's life. His teacher did things to him that he never experienced before, and he hated every last minute of it. His teacher was done committed some of the most despicable acts on this planet. It made him remind him of the consequences if he were to ever speak out of what happened and what made him leave. As he walked home, Lincoln blocked out the entire world around him. A bus could have hit him. He still wouldn't have noticed it. It was a long, quiet walk that left him with his thoughts, and there was only one he dwelled on the entire day home. Why did she do this to him? Lincoln couldn't figure out why. She still decided that he was the one who deserved everything she did to him. And why did she do it after kept telling her to stop? Nothing made it happen past hour made any sense, but Lincoln didn't even think, no matter how much he thought about it, it kind of left him one question that still lingered more than anything. Was it his fault? Could I have done something to cause this? Lincoln asked himself. The more he thought about it, the more he believed it, and he started to believe that he was responsible for his teacher's actions. Something he said or did made her do this to him, and her actions were his consequences. He couldn't have been further from the truth. I guess it was my fault. I let it happen, Lincoln thought to himself almost in tears. His journey home had ended when he looked up and noticed his house was only a few feet away from his, and his fear began to overtake him. He didn't know what he was going to do when he walked through the door. He was just scared. I can't let any of them know. I don't know what she'll do if I tell my sisters or parents. She might hurt me, or worse, she might hurt my family, Lincoln thought to himself. Lincoln had to decide right then and there. After getting some debating, he decided to stay silent and protect himself politely from his family. He protected his family no matter what the costs were, and no matter how much he hurt. Well, here goes nothing, Lincoln thought to himself as he reached in his front door and opened it. Once he opened the door, he was met with the usual chaos that his siblings threw out the house. He was hoping that no one would notice them, or seem to know that no one made his way up the stairs. As he began to climb them, it seemed like the coast was clear, and was be able to make it to his room without anyone noticing him. But as luck would have had not on his side, because his sister, Luna, was leaving her room just as Lincoln was entering his. Hey bro, how did the quiz go? Luna asked. Oh hey Luna, it went well, Lincoln said a little nervously. That's good to hear, dude. You're still excited for tomorrow, right? Lincoln? Luna asked excitedly. Yeah, I'm sure I am, Luna. I'm just kind of tired. I'm gonna lie down for a bit, said Lincoln. Oh, okay, bro. You okay? It looks like something's bothering you, Luna said as she reached her hand towards her brother. Don't touch me, Lincoln commanded, while flinching away from his sister's hand. Whoa, dude, I'm sorry. Are you sure you're okay, Lincoln? Luna asked, now very concerned. Lincoln didn't mean to react like that towards her, but after today, he didn't know who he could trust, and he was still at the edge of after everything. He didn't know what would have happened earlier if it would happen again, and he wasn't going to take any chances. Oh yes, I'm good. Sorry, Luna, I'm just really tired. I'll see you at dinner, Lincoln said as he hurried to his bedroom and locked the door, leaving Luna alone in the hallway. Okay, see you at dinner, Link, Luna responded to his bedroom door. After he entered his room, he turned off his lights and dropped his face first into the pillow. When he rolled back himself, he found himself curling into a ball, trying to make himself as small as possible. He just stared at the wall and knew what he was doing, and no one could ever let him. Everything he was holding black out, and cried his eyes out as quietly as possible. What did I do wrong? Lincoln asked himself through his tears.